sir. This is CRE8 from Los Angeles. I represent Rockin' the Nation crew, West Coast artists, and the last crew stylists. I'm one of LA's pioneers, or I'm like the baby of the pioneers, because as I was coming up, I learned from like the masters out here in LA. And you know, I've been doing this kind of art form since 1982 when I was 9 years old.
Wow.
And pretty much I've seen a lot of different phases of the art form take place.
Yeah.
But you know, through time in LA, as far as doing these kind of murals or doing murals in general, a lot of this stuff wasn't taking place back then in the old days in LA. Yeah. But at a certain point, you would have like certain artists that was getting commissioned to do, you know, storefronts, you know, in a local area, neighborhood. I come from South Central Los Angeles, so you know that's where I learned a lot of my technique and skills from. But since, you know, as an artist, I've been able to travel around LA and learn from different artists. You know, not just people where I came from, but people from the west side of LA, east side, the north and the south. Let's see, some of those guys are still painting, some of them not. Like some of them, as they got older, I guess they moved on to different things, but then you still have some people that was like real good. But LA have a lot of good people from all over. Yeah. But in those times, like the people who really made an impact was let's start with South Central right quick. There was a guy named Clever. He's passed away, so we would say rest in peace to him. Clever. His crew was called the Death Crew. You know what I'm saying? A lot of good people came from up out of that crew, like a guy named Sphere, but he called himself OG Abel now. He do little miniature toys, and he got his clothing line.
Oh, he's got that going on?
Yeah, cool. He had my other buddies from the original L2S, which was Mark 7, Sane, Sinner, Riot, Made. Those guys were like the pioneers of certain styles in the we call it Mid-City area. Mid-City area. Those guys was like the pioneers of a certain type of style that collaborated with the Death Crew. Yeah. From East LA, you would have people like, or downtown East LA area, you would have the K2S crew, which was Prime 1, Prime, Deffer, Skep, Relic, Temp, and Slick, and you know, a couple of other people that pioneer styles over there.
So I've seen Slick a little while, maybe a couple of years, maybe 3 years ago, and I didn't realize he was behind the clothing line stuff. He's third rail. Yeah, he's, you know, huge.
Yeah, Slick is a good artist, but then like there was a lot of people like Slick. Yeah. He brought like the three-dimensional realistic characters to LA. Like he developed that. I mean, he wasn't the only one that was doing that back then. But he took it to a different level. He had two other guys in LA that sort of mastered that, which was Rev from KSN. He's like Hollywood, Venice Beach area. He had another guy named Green from Carson. And he was a real talented artist that sort of pushed doing three-dimensional characters to a different level. So those three people, I would say, like, are the ones who pioneered in LA the three-dimensional characters. Everybody else after that was copying off of them or inspired off of other artists.
You know, so what do you think about stencils, and what do you think about like paintbrushes and stuff?
In my opinion, stencils, I mean, the art form of stencils is cool because, you know, I don't see nothing wrong with the art form of stencils. Yeah. Because I've seen I've seen like some of the best of the best, like do some real good stencils. One of LA's top person with stencils, his name was Kisser. And he was from a crew called KTL. And KTL stood for Kill the Light. You know what I'm saying? And he was one to me. And I don't know what the rest of the people in LA would say, but he's one of LA's best. Him, you know, there was other people who made an attempt at it, but they didn't do it the way he did it. This guy would like do the whole bus bench, and he would do visuals that were like a big giant picture. Like a lot of people do small stencils now. We're here in the Hollywood area. I see people like doing big stencils. Like, well, I don't know how they doing it. Maybe they might be putting it on that sticker paper and they rolling it out, you know, like a billboard or something like that. But as far as using rollers and paintbrush on the paint, that's okay. Like we use a roller to do the background. That's nothing. But I mean, but if you're an artist, you should be able to use whatever tools you want. But it depends on, like, if you're doing like straight graffiti art with letters and characters, and you trying to use it up in there. you defeating the purpose of your can control technique of mastering like hitting from line to line,
exactly,
and fades and all that, because you know this is our tool versus a paintbrush.
Yeah.
I mean, when we're doing canvases, we could use combinations of that, because there's only so much we could do with a can on the canvas. But I seen like people do like canvases this small, all spray paint.
Yeah.
And they do some amazing work. If you like over in Europe, you know what I'm saying, like people like Mode 2, people like Dane, how they be doing like all these humongous three-dimensional pieces.
Yeah, that's crazy.
They're incredible, you know. So for the people who look at this graffiti art form in a way where they say, well, you know, use a brush, like, but look at the amazing things that a person can do with a can. Each artist is different, you know. Like when I do a mural, I put my all into it. Like there's murals that I might do where they might have me paint another artist's work up because he don't do spray paint work, but he do like designs real good.
Yeah.
And so when I approach it, I do what the artist is giving me on paper, but I put my little special touch to it to push it a little step further if it needs that.
Yeah,
you know? But I try to respect the other artists and don't alter their style any too much to where it'll look like I'm like trying to insult them some kind of way.
All right, man. Thank you very much. It's been informative, you know. I'm going to give you my web blog link and everything. You can just see it up there.
At this point,
I need to start taking
yeah, I'm about to. All right, you put that back in the envelope right there.